do you make like a concerted effort to shoot multiple videos at one time? Like, I know FRM does that. He'll shoot 3 videos all in the same night, and that's what it'll be for the next week.
Lately, MD Lee, that's what I've been doing. I've been
Yeah.
shooting, you know, a bunch of videos at the same time, just trying to get ahead of the game. You know, with the Patreon account and all that stuff, you got to load the stuff up pretty early. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I think I said that to you the other day too. That's good because that forces you to be on the ball all the time and constantly be thinking a week or two ahead.
Yes, you know, I think a week or two, or you know, a whole bunch of time ahead. You know, the Patreon account does force you to make content, because especially when people are paying to enjoy what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? Or to get, you know, the tool raffles of that month, you have to put up content for them.
Yeah. Well, we're live now. I don't know if Osa will come in here or not, but I just got a text from him like 45 minutes ago. There's that channel that Hard Knocks told me about on YouTube, Everett Tweakers.
Yeah.
And all it is a couple of security cameras from a particular street in Everett, Washington. It's right by Everett Gospel Mission, and then there's an underpass for I-5. And they like to hang out there, and down that whole block and around the corner, all these tweakers hang out. And so that's what it is. It's just a live stream, a live feed, and that's the name of the channel, Everett Tweakers. Well, I guess a guy that the Hispanic guy, there was a fight and the guy died, and so they did some tribute video for him, and they showed them donating to a GoFundMe for his family.
Yes.
I thought, I can't tell if this is a troll job or what, because you showed the guy like getting in a fight and eventually collapsing on the sidewalk and the ambulance coming to get him, and then you do a tribute to him of you giving $5 to his GoFundMe, and it figures that Osa would be the one to find that. He would be the one to find that. And for just a split second, I thought, I wonder if Osa's like really serious about that. Then I thought, no, of course he's not. He's doing this as a joke. He thinks it's hilarious, and he has to share it with me.
Yeah.
But I drove by that. So Hard Knocks told me about that, and I started checking it out, and I thought, I know where that is, and I don't go by there like every day or every week, but every couple of weeks I have to go down. That's one of the routes I can take to where I'm going. And,
yes.
And so I've driven under there now a couple of times, and the last time I drove through there, which was last week, I drove under that underpass, and there's a couple homeless people camped out on the sidewalk there, and the one dude was just sitting there chilling out. And I didn't rev the engine or anything. You know, it's an automatic. My truck's an automatic.
Yeah.
It's only one of those 6-7 liter Cummins engines anyway. It's not like, it's just a box truck. So there was nothing loud I was doing, but this guy from like sitting down on the sidewalk, almost laying down there, as soon as I passed him, he almost jumped up off the sidewalk and threw something at the truck and like got really violent all of a sudden. And I thought, yep, we were too far under the overpass though, so I don't think the cameras could have picked it up. But it was anyway. That's pretty hunty.
That's pretty interesting. I wonder, you know, do you think that the Everett Tweakers have monetized their videos?
I sure hope they have. When Hard Knocks told me about it, I don't know, a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago now, something like that, I went in there and there were a couple thousand people in that live stream. So immediately when I go into a stream that popular, I do the same thing every time. I get on all caps and I just start yelling in the chat, flat earth, just over and over and over, just flat earth. It's the same thing I'll do on Instagram. Like if the Bellator fighters, the UFC fighters will come in there, they'll say, "Oh, ask the fighters questions." Well, I come in, that's my first question every time. How do you feel about that flat Earth? And a couple of times they've actually answered me. Big country Roy Nelson.
Yeah.
I got him. I got him probably a month or a month and a half ago. I got him laughing pretty good on that. He's, "Oh, yeah, the flat Earth. That's a Joe Rogan thing." He starts laughing about it. And then, of course, I ask him, "Well, how do you feel about that flat Earth?" Nobody ever really answers. They think it's pretty funny. Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to answer. That's fucked up. I figured also. Has anybody talked to Hard Knocks while we're on the Hard Knocks subject?
I haven't. I'd sent him a text several days ago just seeing what was going on, and he didn't text me back. And I didn't think a whole lot of it. Sometimes, he'll text me and I won't text him back to the next day and vice versa. Then the next day I texted him again. And then Bruce did that video, that troll video.
Yes,
and
the troll.
Yeah, and then I called him, and I didn't leave a voicemail because I hate leaving voicemails. Then the next day I called him and left him a voicemail, and I said, "Hey, be sure to call me. But if you are actually dead, don't worry about calling me." And he hasn't called me, so I'm just assuming he's okay, because I think if he had died, he would have told me ahead of time.
Yeah, well, because somebody left a comment on my page that said, what happened to Money Marquez or Money?
Yeah, Money Mark Mess.
Yes, he left a comment and asked, what happened to Hard Knocks? And I didn't respond to it, but another guy put on there that Hard Knocks was welding in a wet environment with 280 volt, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know a 280 volt welder, and electrocuted himself. So I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, or it's just people adding to the troll count.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, because I think he's just taking a break from YouTube. Keith, I don't have the link to the channel, but that's the channel name. It's just Everett Tweakers.
Yeah, usually Keith's on enough live stuff, Keith. If you scroll down, I'm surprised it's never popped up, because that's a very popular live stream. There'll be like 17, 18,000 people watching that throughout the day.
Yeah. I kind of had a deal that when I was going to drive through there, I was going to text Hard Knocks and tell him. I think actually that's maybe the reason I texted him initially a couple days ago, was to tell him, "Hey, I drove through there."
Yeah, hey, I'm going to be on Everett Tweakers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's Keith doing? You think he's just out hanging out today?
Well, Keith does not work on Sunday, but he works the other 6 days of the week, and I think he works about 20 hours a day. I think he blocks off between about 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. Other than that, he's good to go.
Yeah, I don't know why somebody banned Joe Howe. He just subscribed to you.
Yeah, Joe Howe's in here all the time recruiting new people to sub to him.
Oh. No, I haven't.
Actually, he's not in my stream all the time, but I see him all the time. Look, I guess you got to do what you got to do at some point.
If you have AVE is doing his first live stream tomorrow, so apparently they might be watching us do live streams. He's going to do his first one tomorrow. I'm sure that's going to be a madhouse.
Oh, I'm sure. I think Eric O was watching. Keith got him watching. Jay Young, and he watched my live stream. They kind of like to do that and kind of figure out what it's all about before they do that.
Yeah, before they jump on. I just saw that today. I thought that was going to be interesting. I might have to go check that one out. just to see how many people on there. I'm putting the over and under at 25,000.
You think he'll get that number? How many subs does he have?
500 and something.
500,000. Okay, so Eric O's got just shy of 100K, and he normally his will kind of peak out at around 15 or 1600.
Yeah, no, I would say AVE is going to get. I'm putting the over under at 25,000.
Yeah,
because he put 24-hour notice on it.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah,
and you got to imagine that I would bet that 30% of the people that are subscribed to his channel have the bell clicked.
Yeah.
So, and this is the first one that he's ever done. So I have a feeling it's going to be out of control. Like, you're going to have to super chat $500 before he answers your question.
I do that. Well, I don't super chat, but Ruben Report is that way. What's he at? I think he's at around 300,000 or 400,000 subs now. What's up, Juan?
Hey, what's up, Juan? Hey, Ken the Long Guy, I am done with your torque wrench. So anytime you want to stop by next week and get it, let me know, and I'll give it back to you. Since he's in here. Yeah. So this week's been a pretty interesting week on YouTube. There's been a lot of live streams.
Yeah, man. Well, of course, Dow hits it pretty hard all the time.
Yeah.
He's good for about 5 or 6 days a week, but Jesse's been putting in his work. I'll tell you that. He's going 3 or 4 days, 2 hours per. He's getting his 6 to 8 hours in a week. I mean, hey, hats off to him. G-Bone's been in there.
Yeah, his G-Bone in Seattle Precision Machine, one of the greatest machine shops west of the Mississippi.
Well, I heard it was, I don't know about the greatest, but it sounds like it's one of the busiest. I mean,
well,
it's a wonder that G-Bone has any time to be in live streams, quite honestly, with everything he's got going on.
Yeah, well, when the people that are reviewing that they went to your machine shop from Minnesota, that kind of freaks me out.
I don't know. G-Bone's got about 5,000 friends there on Facebook. I saw not that many likes for his business, but he's got a lot of friends, so he's reaching out to people pretty constantly. That's for sure. He keeps hitting that 5,000 person buffer.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I mean, it's got to be extremely busy. I haven't seen him in any of my streams or any of the other ones lately, but he's just been hanging out in Jesse's. The last couple that I had, he's not been in.
Yeah. I have not seen him. I didn't see him in my last one, and I haven't seen him. Haven't seen him tonight.
All right. Hey, Keith, before you go, I did watch Tool Time with Timmy last night. There is 13 minutes of my life that I will never get back. Just to let you know, I thought it was quite funny. It was hilarious. Now he's trying to take over the tool genre.
Yeah, well, after Keith said that, I went over and looked at it, and I could tell why Rob commented that he liked the part of it that he liked. That was the best part, was the video before the video, the 12-second clip of the new intro. I thought that's actually a really good intro. That is. Yeah. Now, the rest of the video was, I can't even say it was disappointing. It's about what I would have expected, but, it's, what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, like I just saw it on there and I watched it and I thought, this is interesting. You reviewed a tool that not that many people are ever going to need, like not a lot of people work on Audis from 06 to 08, 2 years, big discrepancy there, right, MDV?
Yeah.
A lot of vehicles out there. It's not like it's a super, mass-produced car like, let's say, a white 1997 Toyota Camry where somebody could really need that.
Well, I try not to buy cars where I'm going to need a lot of extra gear in order to work on them.
Yeah, but the one thing that really aggravated me about the tool review is he never really said how much it cost. So what was the price difference?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, are we moving out to the garage?
That that's the garage slash living room.
Oh, I love your. I Are we doing a mini toolbox tour? Is this for Oso so he can do one?
Well, that's the one drawer preview. I just wanted to come out here and grab a. I got that at such an angle I can't tell if you can see that. But that's that wrench organizer that Dow.
Yes, the Dow head.
And it's a beauty. It now makes me. I may at some point post a video here pretty quick with the of that service cart. But I wanted to grab one of these wrenches because everybody's now. I saw that Mark Fox did a review on these Carlisles like
Yes.
A week or so ago, and here it is. Except
it's a channel lock brand.
It's channel lock. It's a channel lock brand, and it's half the price now. If everybody's getting that deal for $80 for the 11-piece set, the channel lock set is a 10-piece set, either SAE or metric, but it's $50. That's the regular price. So I basically got 23 wrenches because I added the metric set is 9 through 19, but it skips 16. So I bought that set, then I bought an 8mm and a 16mm, so I paid $65 total for 12 wrenches. And then the SAE set, it was 1/4 inch through 7/8, so I bought a 15/16 because at 1 inch I have those Craftsman long patterns and I didn't want to overlap. So basically I got 11 Craftsman wrenches for $65. So 23 wrenches total for $130, which is the same price as the regular price on the Carlisle 11-piece set, your choice, metric or standard. So basically, I paid half price.
Do you want me to go out to my pickup truck and show you what's in there?
Yeah, I kind of do actually now.
Okay, let's go. Let's go take a look at it here. Let me see. Let's walk out. I'll keep you guys live for this, because it's interesting. You said Mark Fox did that video, which for some reason, I like that dude's channel.
Well, he's not far from you either, I don't think.
I think that he is. So let's come out here into the street beast. And, all right, you guys there? I should, but this is the Carlisle.
See your
hell. Fuck. What?
Yeah, just keep talking because if you don't keep talking, it's gonna show me.
So as you can see in the truck here, I have the metric and in the street beast right here. I have the Mark Fox did that video. What it did is it reminded me to buy these while they were on sale. If you get what I'm saying.
Well, you're breaking up really bad.
Can
you grab a couple of them and just take them back in closer to the router? Grab a 19 for sure.
Yes, I will. Hold on. Great. Let me truck. Shit. Now we got a mess. Yeah. All right. Are we getting better?
Yeah. You're getting better and better all the time.
Yeah, I know. I look great. Let me put these over here. Oh, God. I mean, what we do for our live streaming here. So, I don't know which ones you showed, but
I got the 19 here.
Okay, you got 19 millimeter?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get...
Here's my 19.
All right. Here is my 19 right here. Very similar. You're exactly right.
Yeah, this is a Garnett thing from several months ago in his live stream. I asked him what he thought of the Carlisles, and he said, "I like them. They're just so you know, though, they're the same thing as the channel lock that are sold exclusively at Do It Best Hardware. They're made by Infar, INFAR, in Taiwan. So it's the exact same wrench except the branding's different. And they are. I mean, they are the same wrench. They're sold as at Napa as Carlisle, but they're half the price at Do It Best Hardware. But you know, if they're a good deal at Napa, especially for what they were running them for that set that Dow got and that Justin ATV got, that 11-piece set for $80. The only reason I don't go that route is because I have several Do It Best Hardwares by me, and you know, their lifetime warranty and all that. They're just half the price. So if you have a Do It Best Hardware by you, it makes sense to go that route.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video coming up comparing these to the Flank Drive Plus ones.
Uh-huh.
See if they give about the same torque, you know, on the open end feature. You know, like get a torque wrench and put a bolt in here and then try to put pressure on it so we can see what they actually give up at.
Yeah.
You know, I think that'd be interesting to know, like, how good does this bite, right? Because obviously the teeth are a little bigger.
Yeah, it's a more aggressive design for sure.
Yeah, like what I like about these is the V in the
Yep, that V notch.
You know, because if you take a regular, you know, if we're calling the, you know, I mean, let's call the, you're calling the Snap-on one the, you know, if that's the bar, right? They don't really have that feature, you know, that circle there, or the V, you know, which would really get into the wrench that good size, right?
Yeah.
You know.
What's up, Dale?
But yes, that Mark Fox guy, I believe he's somewhere up near Cleveland, to be honest with you, which would be about 4 hours away. You know, it's a couple hours away from me, about 4 hours.
Yeah, I just know he's somewhere in Ohio. He's not far from Right Tool. I think he's very close to wherever Right Tool is at.
Yes, and that's near Cleveland.
Okay, so his box, his most recent toolbox tour.
Yes.
I want that box.
Which one was? Where did he get that at?
I'm not sure if he got it through. I think it's the one you can get through Home Depot. You might have to order it.
Yeah.
But it's that deeper, nicer. I think they're made in Canada. Let me look here.
Let me put my Napa stuff away.
Yeah, SPG International Limited from Canada, I think is the name. Yep, Chris Jones just got it. SPG International. So Mark Fox has that, and
he. How much did he pay for that box? Did he say? Because he's usually pretty open about price.
I want to say paid somewhere in the teens. I want to say 14 or 1500, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
it was more expensive than a Harbor Freight box, but it just appears to be vastly superior, and it looks like it is. It looks like it's just a lot better quality, and it's deeper.
Yes. See, that's the thing when you guys step up. Well, you know, when you step up to the professional boxes, I guess the advantage there is the deepness of the drawers, right?
Right. Right.
Because like every time I go look at, I'm trying to replace the stuff that's behind me, okay? And I tried to get the Shark guy to donate some stuff to my channel, and I would do, like be sponsored by Shark, professional tools or
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
boxes for a while. But we just, he's kind of busy and we never got around to it. But the thing that I told him that I didn't like is that every time I go look at even Harbor Freight or Home Depot, I looked at those Husky or those Milwaukee boxes with the nice work top on the top of it.
Right.
It's just the depth of the drawers and the thickness of the drawers that just aggravate me. It's like, man, I got to have 3 of these to get everything that I own in there.
Right. And that's what I found with that. It's not an apples to apples comparison because that Husky box I have is only a 27, and then I've just got the Matco service cart and then the Harbor Freight 4-drawer. But that's why I had to get that wrench organizer. I couldn't fit all the wrenches, even just all the metric or all the SAE. The drawers just aren't deep enough on any of those.
Yes.
So you have to break stuff up in between 2 or 3 drawers, whereas okay, so I get the drawer width is what it is, but the depth, I mean, you can't underestimate that depth.
Yes, and that's what, when I look at boxes, I'm used to this Snap-on Epic. And then when you go in there and you look at it, you're like, man, I'm looking for, something maybe 60 or 70 inches, but I can't find it because I'm used to looking at this. And I look at the drawers and it just aggravates me, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Once you have that drawer depth, you don't want to go back to the dark ages.
Yes.
Okay, I'm mobile again. Hold on. This is happening. This is live action, folks.
Hey, are you actually going to walk outside in this live stream to prove that you do go outside?
Look, I love the viewers, but let's not get carried away, okay? One step at a time.
Hey,
don't ever get ridiculous like that ever again. I'm never going outside.
Okay, all right. I will trust you that you never go outside. I'm just saying that you're, the guy that left that rude comment, do you get off the bed? Now we are this live stream, we did please one viewer by you getting up and walking to the living room.
Yeah, and that actually kind of irritates me. If I'd thought about that, I probably would have tried to figure out a way to scoop my bed out there in order to get out there. I thought somebody just asked what the biggest wrench you had was. And here's the biggest wrench I've got right here. This is this 2-inch Carlisle.
They asked me the biggest metric wrench that I own.
Oh, okay.
And it's right here, 25 millimeter. That's the biggest one that I own.
Oh man, what's the biggest Imperial you got?
Okay, let me go down here. I got to get that out of a different drawer. Let me see. Oh.
Yeah, okay.
2-inch.
Yep, there we go.
That's the biggest Imperial that I own. And I'm going to tell you that this Snap-on 2-inch wrench weighs definitely more than your Carlisle 2.
I don't know. I might. Looks could be deceiving. This thing may not look like it's very heavy, but this thing's a real tank. I got mine. How much did you pay for your 2-inch wrench?
Okay, let's go to the Snap-on website.
Yeah. Okay.
I will tell you right now.
I don't have the traction grooves. These larger ones, these older Carlisle ones, they do not have the teeth or the V groove. I don't think this one's made by Infar. I think this was before Carlisle was going through them. But this is just a 2-inch combination wrench.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on here, MD Lee. Do you know how much you paid for yours?
Yes, I do. Do you want to know?
Okay. Do you want to do same time so we don't feel bad? But I kind of.
1, 2, 3, $1 million. No, oh no, I paid $10 for mine.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Yeah, there's believe me, I got mine as a gag. I got it because I thought, wow, that's a massive combination wrench, and they want $10 for it on eBay. I'm
okay.
buying it.
All right. I paid the list price is 317, and
Yeah,
I get 10% off of all my stuff. So if we take that down 10%, I would say I paid $300 for it.
yeah, 317. So
Yeah,
31.7. So $173, right?
for
No,
10% off. No,
280, 289.30.
yeah, 280. I would say 290 I paid for it.
Okay, yeah.
And I've used it one time.
288.30.
Yeah. I've used it one time, so let's not.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I've never used mine other than to when somebody got out of pocket. I should keep this in my work truck for if that ever tweaker attacked my truck under the overpass, I could deal with him. This
you could.
this thing's heavy. I mean, I'm pretty buff, so I'm throwing it around like it's nothing. But let me tell you, I could put a hurting on some saps with this.
Yes, like I always said, if you hit somebody in the head with a 2-inch wrench, you would kill them
Yeah,
instantly. It's a explosion.
yeah.
If you know,
What's the
uh,
biggest metric size? I own, okay, so on the metric side, I still have some of those Huskies. I have 21, 22, 24, 25, and 27. Those are those Huskies, though. I'm not a real big advocate of those, but they're okay.
yeah, I would like to get some. I'm slowly working on my metric stuff just
Uh,
because I don't use it as much as I use SAE stuff.
yeah, that's the thing, and that's the reverse of everybody else. Since you since you're working on dump trucks and whatnot, you got to have your SAE game on point.
Yes, I have to have SAE game. My SAE game or SAE game has to be on lockdown.
Yeah,
You, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, that's the biggest size that I got. That's
yeah.
my
People
biggest
are
size.
asking what slow mode is. Dow, slow mode is basically so anybody who's not a moderator can only come in and comment once every fill in the blank seconds. I have it every 60 seconds, so uh, that's what I have set for that. But it doesn't affect moderators. So basically, anybody who comes in here and tries to get out of pocket and spam, when I have slow mode on, they have a harder time doing that.
Well, that's a good idea, ain't it?
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I mean, just look at me. I'm pretty smart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 61006. We never forget. Always win. Cheat if you must. You know,
Yeah,
I understand your whole philosophy there. You
yeah.
know,
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you've heard it before. You'll hear it again. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
yeah, you have not got all your technical stuff out. You
Yeah,
know, that's interesting.
yeah. So slow mode is the way to go to combat combat some trolls. Hey, now what? I love the compliments, man, but just watch it. Throw in an insult every once in a while. I'm gonna get a big head over here. Okay. I know you love me. I know you think I'm hilarious. Everybody does, but just keep that a little bit more to yourself. You don't want me getting an ego, believe me.
Yeah, we don't want you to have a bigger ego. You know.
I don't think you could. If my ego gets any bigger, I don't think YouTube could contain that. Here's what
Yeah,
I'm featuring, though. If anybody just came in, these are the Channel Lock branded wrenches that are made in Taiwan by Infar, and they are the same wrench as the Carlisle wrenches. Junkie's got his 19 there.
yeah.
Uh, and same exact wrench, except it's branded different. differently. It's branded Channel Lock, but it's the same manufacturer out of Taiwan. And mine are half a little bit less than half the price of a comparable Carlisle set. Not the sale price, but the standard price.
Yeah. Now, you said those are at Do Right Hardware.
Do it best hardware.
I've never heard of that hardware store here in Cincinnati.
So they got a ton of Channel Lock stuff, and like the Channel Lock slip joint pliers and water pump pliers and all that stuff's still USA made. But Channel Lock has been, for the last few years now, rebranding and offering a lot more import products that they never offered USA made in. So I've got, oh, I don't even know, 12 or 13, 14 or 15 now, different pair of Channel Lock pliers. And they're all USA made, but like I have a universal screwdriver here somewhere. That's imported. So they're offering toolboxes now as Channel Lock brand. Oh, here's this universal screwdriver.
Yes. How do you? I have that one. I bought it, and it goes in my trucks.
Yep.
You know.
I like Channel Lock stuff, man. Here's the thing. Let me go mobile again. I know. Third time in the stream. Let me leave the room. Hold on.
Dude, we're breaking ground here. We're breaking ground.
This is out of control. This is mayhem.
You know. Oh, this is so interesting. I'm so excited, MDB.
Live from the bunker, I'm telling you.
Live from the I like I know that this may sound weird and I don't want to sound rude here.
Yeah.
Fencing pliers?
Oh yeah, Channel Locks. Those are USA made. I got these the 460s here, the big 16-inch slip joints.
Yes.
My comment I was going to make is some people complain about the extra slop that's in these.
Yes.
They say, oh, they're kind of loose or whatever. Well, here's the difference from operating in an environment that is an indoor job versus an outdoor job. That's why these things are so popular in construction, is because there's enough slop in them that when eventually they do rust, they're still usable, because the tolerances are looser and there can be some surface rust on them, like plumbers and HVAC guys. That's why they love these, is because they're engineered to be more like an outdoor tool. So if you could try to compare them to an equivalent snap-on plier, yeah, they're going to feel looser, and yeah, they're going to feel looser than what's the German company? I got a couple of pairs of them out there. Knipex. They're not going to feel as tight as those, but these are more usable outside. So these are 16-inch Channel Locks. These are the 460s, and they do feel a little bit loose, but there is a purpose behind that. Same thing with these fencing pliers. They're great fencing pliers, but when they get a little outdoor use on them, they're still usable.
Yes. Okay. So that's probably something that needs to be discussed out here, because you brought up a good point. What was the tool originally manufactured to do? These were meant to be thrown in a 5-gallon bucket, like every plumber has across the world, that they carry into a job site that gets water. Just a buku of pipe dope plumbing goo on these things. And you're right. They still work no matter how rusty they are. Yeah. You know? And when you're comparing maybe automotive tools to, let's say, mass industry. That's what I would call plumbing, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, right? It would be more of an industry use item. They have to make this to where if it, you know, they know the environment that this is going to, right?
Yeah. So I don't think that you can make an argument in that regard, at least, that one is superior to the other. They're just different.
They're different.
They're different, and you gotta embrace diversity here and embrace differences. Rob, I don't know if you can order them through the website or not. I just know that I have a couple of Do It Best hardware stores near me, and so I can pick them up anytime I want. But this is a good time for a sidebar. Jackalope gave me a link last night in my stream for Excess Tools, I think it is. Jack, I'm sure Jack's still in here. Enter the link in. They have a bunch of monster stuff for dirt cheap, and free shipping too. I ordered like a 9-piece mini plier set or a 10-piece mini plier set for Monster for, I think, like $22 or $23 shipped. And I'd been looking at one of those for a while. I was looking at Craftsman and Husky and even Harbor Freight. These Monster ones look way nicer. There's more options with them, and they're cheaper. They're like basically comparable to the Harbor Freight prices. I think it was Excess Tools, Jack. You put the link in there last night, and I went there. And actually, I texted Oso about it because he had found like a regular 5-piece plier set, standard size pliers that a guy on Facebook, one of those Power Milwaukee dealers out of New Jersey, had on sale for like $47. He goes, "Oh, this was a really good deal." I found him on that website for like $36 and change shipped.
Well, that's not too bad.
Oh,
I mean,
awesome.
I just clicked the link that Ken the Lawn Guy put in there.
Yep.
Man, they got a lot of stuff. They got hook and loop 600 grit stuff, 6-inch fucking, man. They got, okay. They have a 1/2-inch mini impact tune-up kit for $6. That's not that bad.
Yeah, it looked like they had. It was kind of all over the place as to what they had. You couldn't source everything you need there, but whatever they had excess inventory of, they put it on there, and they sell it for dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Ken DeLong guy just put in here, "I want that monster clock," and I read it really fast, and I thought, wow, am I going to have to? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ken's the only guy that knows where my shop is, and if you miss, Ken, if you're looking for any monster clocks over here per se, I'm a standard white guy.
Yeah, the jokes are manifold on that one, but that's a good website. I try to. Yeah, Dow says that about his Mac pliers. That's what I don't mind about some of these pliers sets though that have some slot built into them, is because they're more suitable for working outdoors.
Okay. Hey, Gary D. I bought my 22-inch Cobra pliers off of Amazon, and that was the cheapest place that I could find them. KC Tool does have them, but they're a little bit pricey. If you have Amazon Prime, I would say go there and then look for the best price. Because sometimes when you pop it on, Amazon will not give you the best price. You got to do some looking around. That's where I got mine, the standard 2 free date, free shipping. And I really forget what I paid for those. I think it was cheaper than whatever KC Tool has them on. Let me pull up the computer here, and I'll get you an answer in a couple minutes.
Okay, while he's looking for that, Chris Jones is making comments here about the channel lock sets. It is true, Chris, that they do skip a size. The channel lock sets like this, the metric set is a 10-piece set. It's 9 through 19, but it skips 16 millimeters. So the way I did it was I bought the set, and then I bought separately a 16 millimeter wrench, and then I bought separately an 8 millimeter wrench. So I paid $50 for the set and $15 combined for the other 2 wrenches. So I got 12 wrenches for $65. So you do have to mix and match a little bit. And the size are not completely, it's not completely an apples to apples comparison with the Carlisle. I think, like, for example, the Carlisle set maybe goes up to 1 inch. It might be quarter-inch up to 1 inch, but skip one or two sizes in there, but 11 wrenches for 50 or for $130 normally. So the channel lock set is quarter-inch through 7/8. So what I did with that one was I just needed a 15/16. So I paid $15 for it, $50 for the set. So again, I have a quarter-inch through 15/16 SAE, and again, I spent a total of $65. So 11 SAE wrenches, 12 metric wrenches for a total of $130.
Okay, right now KC Tool has it on their website, 87-01400 Cobra XL pliers. That's the biggest ones they make. They have them for $100 on sale, which is a really reasonable price. I think I paid $99 for mine on Amazon. I'm trying to go to Amazon now, but I don't have these links saved. I'm not a big guy, but that is a fair price for those $100.
Rob, that's a screaming deal. Rob says Napa has 5-piece XL X beam sets on clearance for $15 each, metric and SAE.
That's
like
deal.
Yeah, I think I would probably murder a family member in order to get that deal.
I'm telling you, Napa has some great deals on there every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like you got to find them. Oh, okay, hold on here. That was the wrong one at KC Tool. I think these 22s are. I screwed up at KC Tool. God damn it!
You guys, as per usual for me, I have difficulty keeping up with the chat and talking with the other person. So if you have to enter in, if you got a question about any of this stuff, just be patient and keep entering it in. Eventually we'll get there. What's up, Topper?
Oh, okay. All right. Right now they have them on sale for $150 at KC Tool. I looked up the wrong ones. Let me get back to Amazon. I'm sorry. Sorry, MB Lee. I'm just trying to answer.
Yeah, no, good. I have those Knipex like 220 millimeter in nippers. I think I got those. I ended up getting those for like $4.50 on Sears because they had them marked down to like $19 and change, and I had like a $15 surprise point thing. So I ended up getting those for about $4.50. And then I have the 8-inch mini bolt cutters, which no matter what I did, I couldn't get them for like cheaper than $32 or $33. But those things are awesome. All the stories that you hear about them are true. And if you're thinking about getting them, get them. Those things are just incredible.
The bolt cutters? Yes.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, I have the mini bolt cutters too,
which
I absolutely love. They're making a 10-inch version of these. I got to get those.
Oh, cool.
So the guy that asked about the Knipex ones, right now on Amazon, the 22-inch ones are $99.61, free shipping. So that is, that's as cheap as you're going to get them right there. Hey, Top Wolf, how you doing? That's a fair price for those. I think that's exactly what I paid for mine. Oh, this is so nice having my computer down here, so I can pull up this stuff when people ask questions. I just don't know where there's a do it best hardware around here.
Yeah, it's not. That's the kicker, and that's why I understand people would be willing to pay more at Napa, because Napa's more of a nationwide thing. So
yeah,
it's not going to necessarily make sense for everybody to try to get that deal on the channel lock. But if you do have do it best, see, here's my Knipex.
Oh yes, those things will cut anything.
Yeah, they're just incredible. They really are. And then I got the these ones here.
I don't have
The
those.
end nippers.
What did you use those for?
Basically, just to look out and be proud that I got such a great deal.
Oh.
If I'm being honest, which I usually am.
All right.
No, these you can tie concrete with if you're doing tying a lot of rebar and whatnot. These things are really handy to have for that. These are I didn't have any end nippers, and I was going to get the channel lock 7-inch, and these are like 9 1/4, 220 millimeter. And I just thought, hey, these are longer reach. They're a lower profile head than even the 7-inch channel lock, and they're typical Knipex.
Yes, which the brand speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does. I was a little bit skeptical. I just thought, is it really worth the extra money I would pay over an equivalent channel lock tool? And they are not out of line at all asking the prices that they ask for those. They're well worth it.
Yeah, they're well worth the price.
They're not ripping you off at all.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that are ripping you off. Like when I show my Snap-on haul video this week, that's where I went earlier today to pick up some stuff from Jason that I've had on order for a while. But I'll show you guys that at a later time. But, what I bought today and what the total of the price was a little ridiculous. Me and Jason kind of headed out for a little bit, but, just because, a lot of people have asked me how much money I spent on Snap-on tools, and I do have an answer if the people want to know on this live stream right now. We figured it out today what I spent on his truck in 2 years.
It's time for the big reveal. Everybody could do their drum roll at home. What's the damage?
$75,000, like $432.
That's everything all told, box, everything, right?
Yes, and there has been some stuff that I have bought that, I didn't buy on the Snap-on truck, like all my PZ pliers, a whole bunch of pliers, some other stuff I've bought online. So that's what I've spent so far just on his truck.
Yeah, we're I think Dow might have just had a heart attack. I can't tell if the Kings just scored a goal or if he heard that dollar figure.
Yeah. It's all, Jackalope, you're all right. I just wanted to know for my personal, how would you call that? Just to kind of see if I thought that I had about $100,000 worth of stuff in my shop, and I have over that. So yes, we are.
Well, hey, it's already I don't know if it's close to paid for or not, but when you figure the amount that you've saved on labor from having been set up to do your own work on your trucks and whatnot, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, over a 30-year lifespan of my business, I figured I got 30 more years of working. I'm not going to retire. I figured that's not bad if you kind of add it up. Yeah, you're taking a big monster hit now, but maybe in 3 years, I won't be buying. Like I told Jason, I said, Jason, I'm not going to be buying a lot of stuff from you now. I mean, I have everything, I don't think I'm going to be buying another high-dollar scanner. He did try to talk me into another toolbox because he goes, I know that yours has got to be full. And I told him I'm not ready to pull the trigger on that right now.
If you guys go to Napa's website, that link Rob just posted, that is the gear wrench metric XL X-beam ratcheting gear wrenches for $14.99 a set.
Wow, that's low.
Yeah, well, okay, so it's 10, 12, 13, 14, and 15 millimeter. But I guess the XL is that they're extra length.
Yes,
that's a screaming deal.
That's what's cool. Yeah. Like I realized that, yeah, I'm the Snap-on guy, but I have bought some other stuff and I've been trying to expand. I am not a deal hunter like some of you guys are, which is really cool when you pass along those deals that you find. But a lot of times I don't buy stuff as cheap as I should get it. You know, I look around a little bit, but it's not as extensive.
Yeah, for me, it's easier being a non-professional buying stuff when you find a deal rather than buying it when you actually need it. Uh, I get when I worked in construction, I didn't really deal hunt that much. My dad never did. He had a couple places where he would buy stuff from, and even if he knew he could get a pretty hefty percentage savings going somewhere else, he still wouldn't do it because he was loyal to a few different brick and mortar stores that he dealt with for years and years, and he would just rather give them the business and give them the extra money.
Yes, like I've been shopping at my hardware store for 2 years now, and they just asked me like a month ago, "Hey, would you like to open an account here? We can save you 10% on everything you buy." I was like, "Exactly. Yes, I would.
Is
Yes,
that
I
the hardware store when I called you the other day that you were?
running into."
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Ingles, Ingles Pro Hardware. It's in one of my videos. I absolutely love Ingles Pro Hardware.
Oh, so that's probably the most productive thing you've done all day.
What is it? Oh, he also took a shit listening to MD Lee.
Yeah.
And
Just 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 tell yourself correctly and believe it that you enriched your mind by doing that. You expanded your horizons intellectually. Oh yeah. This
yeah,
isn't
and
this isn't luck right here. This is skill. Okay, I've honed this ability over the course of the last 17 years. A wrench balancer. Man, these are the so I don't know how much you want to get into this, but this is one of the things I was thinking about talking with you because we've had numerous conversations, private conversations about it. But the channels that you like, the channels that you don't like, the channels that you're not sure and you just really have no idea even what they're all about. When we talk about deals and deal shopping,
yes,
that's why I like Tool Boss. Tool Boss's channel, the guy's like a landscape maintenance business owner, and he does reviews. He's a reviewer. Companies send him stuff all the time, and he'll go to their big unveils and so on and so forth. So he's a social media influencer in the tool world, but he's a very, very good shopper. And if you pay attention to his channel, you pay attention to his Instagram, he finds some really, really good deals, and he's usually there right as the deal is coming out. So if you have the bell clicked on his YouTube channel, is particularly when it comes to Home Depot, he does do. Keith was saying this to me the last night. Oh, he walks through Home Depot all the time. Well, that is true, but he's also doing a lot of videos of him on their website doing mix and match stuff, and that's probably the biggest reason I like his channel is because he's just in tune with getting all those tool deals. I get that he's not a mechanic, he's not a technician, he's not even in construction. He's doing landscaping work, but he's paying attention to that one particular thing, and he is like the go-to person on that thing. That's why I like his channel.
okay. You know that I'm an open book, and I will talk to you about anything, anytime. So if you have any questions about, uh, what channels I like and don't like, I'll be free to answer those at any time, at any place. So let me just I know. So I don't. Tool Boss, I'm really not big on, but I will tell you this. After you telling me that he gets smoking deals, I did not subscribe to his channel, but I went and checked it out, and I wanted to buy that new Milwaukee Impact. Okay,
Uh-huh.
I thought, well, fuck. Oso sent me his guy, but I'm an impulse buyer. That means when I buy something, I'm ready to buy it fucking now. We're not waiting around.
Right.
And so I messaged that dude over I messaged that dude over fucking Nick, that tool guy. I'm sure that Oso likes, on Facebook, and he didn't get back to me for 2 days. But I did go to Tool Boss's channel, and I saw that Acme Tool had 20% off all Milwaukee products, and it
Right.
was the new Impact. So I just bought the bare tool for $209, and it's shipping to my house. But I did go to Tool Boss and look at that shopping thing and found it. So I will have to give some Tool Boss a credit on that. The thing that aggravated me about his channel, and I've told you this, is the KC Tool unboxing live that went on for an hour and a fucking half, and we never opened the goddamn box. I was like, motherfucker, God.
Yeah, but how many Sinatra songs did he sing during the time? See,
I skipped through it because I was like, I want to see what's in the fucking box, buddy.
he does kind of play with
You
your
know?
emotions sometimes, but that's kind of part of the reason I like it too. I like to tune in to see if he's, but he'll only do it if that that was KC Tool. He got a bunch of that stuff from what's it called? He got a bunch of the cheaper Grand Rapids Industrial Products, I think it is, Grip,
Yes.
which you see their stuff all over Amazon, like
Yes.
22-piece wrench set for $30 or whatever, and you're like, hey, I wonder if that stuff's junk, or if it's any good. I feel like ordering some of it just to find out. But so something like that, he'll open it up right away. But since it was nicer, since it was from KC Tool, he probably feels like he has to drag it out a little bit more and play with your emotion.
Yeah, but MD Lee, if Tool Boss was on here, I'd tell you the same thing. You never opened the box in an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you ended the video and never opened the box. I was fucking pissed. I'm like, okay. And that's the problem that I have with, Tony the Technician is a square, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
He's just so dorky. I can't get over him. And then when he wasn't smart enough to take the 3/8 ratchet apart and compare it to the 1/4-inch snap-on ratchet that was missing a part, and he didn't know why it didn't work. I mean, as soon as I watched that video, as soon as he opened the ratchet, I was like, okay, I see your problem right here. And I put it in the comments, like, Tony, you're missing the V spring that holds the pawls away from the thing. The centering is not correct. And other people put it on there too, but it's just like, come on, man. If you have take stuff apart and really look at it,
Well, I'll admit, and I tried to brace people for this in last night's stream because you were talking to me before a couple times about Tony and about the video you were conceivably going to do about your most hated tool channels or whatever, and he wasn't in the top 5. I think you told me he would probably have been an honorable mention, but you got to be who you are, and Tony is a square, and he is a good dude, and I like his videos, but it gets a little bit painful when he stands there for like 20-something minutes and just talks. At the same time, I think maybe I have a little bit of a soft spot for him because I know that him and Mike's Tool Shed had it rough early in life. Born conjoined twins like that, separated at birth. We give the doctors all the credit in the world. I mean, the people at the Cleveland Clinic, they deserve a lot of credit for that. You got to admit. But so Tony, I have to kind of classify him different because you've got him on one end of the spectrum, and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you probably have to rank you over there. Mike's probably more on your end of the spectrum. But what's Tony supposed to do? I got to respect the fact that he just is who he is. He's not trying to be something else, and so that's why I like his channel, and that's why I still watch his channel, because I think, well, it's just a change of pace. Okay, so I'm going to get a little thunder, and then I'm going to get some lightning, and then I'm going to get flat ground with no weather whatsoever. So you got to bounce all over the place.
Yeah, well, I've watched his racing live streams, and he doesn't get very many viewers because his live streams are just boring. He hasn't figured out how to talk or know, to have kind of to fill in chat till he's waiting to answer the questions. So it's a lot of him just staring at the camera and trying to read the stuff. Yes, to me.
Do that movement. Do it again.
Yeah, he's just like this. You know, and I'm like, fuck. And it, and he, you know, like when he emailed me and asked me, you know,
I'm gonna get the tears on that one. I got the vapors.
You know, he did email me and ask me what the racing circuit was, and I told him as realistically as I could what to expect. I don't believe he has the personality to fit in there because he's just kind of squarish, and the other guys will just completely make fun of him the whole time, and he'll get discouraged. And I saw that through the progression of his live streams. Like, he was really excited the first day, but after the first weekend, he looked like a whoop puppy. And then after the second weekend, which they did win, and he did go, you know, so he had to do 4 rounds, and then they had to drive back to Indy. And in this latest one, he really looked whooped. And I'm like, you still got 1 weekend, bud. You don't even done
he
all
did.
of it.
He looked like he'd gone from an office job to framing houses for, you know, a week, or doing concrete flat work for a couple of weeks or something. He definitely had the 1,000-yard stare happening. But I don't know. I look at a guy like that and I think, if he wanted to do that racing thing, I bet there's a lot of crews that would like him just because he'd be that guy that they'd look at all the time, and he would be standing over there in the corner. And what look would he be giving everybody?
This one. No fucking emotion. No fucking nothing.
Man.
But
that's just him, though. You gotta be who you are, man. That's the moral of that story. You are who you are. He is who he is, and
yeah. But I would
down
say
the road we travel.
I'm more entertained, and I like his brother Mike's Toolshed a lot better. I don't know what it is about Mike's Toolshed. He came on YouTube and he was just, I think he filled a niche that wasn't there. Just how he, you know, everything about his channel I like. I think he's got some personality and stuff like that. Like, I've been trying to get him to do a live stream with me.
Yeah.
But we just haven't got there yet, but I keep asking him, you know. But I would say that. But I would say my 2 hated channels would be Astro Auto Repair is number 1, and a close second would be that DIY Bry guy. I don't know if you've ever seen him.
DIY Bry, pimping out those Tecton tools like that.
Oh my God, that dude is such a goober. Like, I'm like, oh my God. I thought that maybe him and Tony the Technician were they have better conjoined twins theory that you got than Mike's Toolshed. I could tell you that. But
that could be like an uncle nephew type of a relationship. You asked what the wrench on the forehead was. That's Junkieism. Now I've changed religions. Now I'm a certified Dephasiite. I've got the amp clamp on here. It's only because I don't have a scanner handy.
Oso keeps he wants to just stir up some shit.
Yeah, he does.
Oso, I like Jay Young. I liked when he did videos. I'm not big into the all live streaming. Okay.
Well, there you go. You're not the first person to have made that observation.
You know,
you're not the first person to know him well to have made that observation.
I wish that he would go back to shooting just the 5 or, you know, even the 10-minute videos. If Jason was on here, this is what I'd tell him. Jason, I love you as a friend, but sometimes your live streams get ultra depressing for people. And I look at live streams as this should be an excitement for people. It shouldn't be a downer thing the whole time. And sometimes Jason gets into, you know, he uses it as a therapy session, maybe. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you're feeling melancholy, if I feel melancholy, most of the time I'm not going to do a live stream, but I don't feel like being that open with people all the time about exactly how I feel.
Yes.
So I don't know. Maybe there's a certain level of comfortability that he has attained that maybe can make other people uncomfortable or something like that. Maybe that's a diplomatic way of phrasing it.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt Jason's feelings because I do respect Jason, and I like Jason a lot. He did come to meet me, and we have, a relationship outside of YouTube. And I just, I think that people, they liked Jason Young's channel, or Jay Young's channel. And if he could get back to doing some videos, I think he would gain his sub back instantly. I don't think he has to do the tool truck stuff, but maybe just show what he's working on that week or that day and leave it as a 10-minute video. I think he did that very well.
Yeah. What's the closest thing to us having a TV show on here? I think if you, the closest analogy, if you're doing all live streams, the closest TV analogy to that would be having your own reality show. And if you're going to have your own reality show, people are going to start questioning more of the things they see. If they feel like they're involved with your life to that degree, they're probably going to make comments on that. And if you don't want people making comments about your life, it kind of comes with the territory. I guess that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I just think it kind of goes hand in hand with it. Eddie's bringing this up about yakking. I think it's 8:30 Eastern, right, Eddie? If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the reasons I wanted to start this, because I wanted to be on for maybe 2 hours and then cut out before Bearded Yakkin's live stream starts. But he's doing like a hardcore wrestling match.
Yes, it's his retirement match.
His retirement match, and I told him last night on maybe it was Jay, one of the streams, I told him, yeah, I'm going to tune in. So as far as I know, it's 8:30 Eastern. Yeah, over on Bearded Yakkin's channel.
And it is 7:30 Eastern time now, so we still got a little bit.
Yeah, okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Bearded, I can tell you I'm on YouTube right now, and his live stream is not popped up.
Okay.
Because I watched his other one for 2 hours the other night, which Bearded Yakkin is an interesting character, for sure.
Yeah, I found him over in TJ's stream one time, and I think I watched a couple of his videos, but I did not have the bell clicked on him, so I clicked the bell for sure last night. After that, I thought, okay, I can't miss any more of this stuff.
Yeah, but, it's interesting. Yeah. Like he is a trooper, let me tell you. He don't stay on topic real well either. He's all over the place.
He's probably a perfect match for, now that I got the Carlisle back on here, I've changed religions again. Now I'm into Taoism because Tao's big into Carlisle. So now I've changed over to Taoism.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm no longer a DeFoziite.
Like, I was trying to think, shit, what else did we talk about this week? We talked about a lot of stuff, Well,
we talked about all the trolling.
Yes, a lot of trolling. God, that's got to end soon, I hope,
Well, these basically cut down, it's more or less cut down to about one account now. They got a couple other little floaters, but it's not, that's people made comments earlier on about my 200 subscriber thing. I had already passed 200 subs, but it was 10 or 11 troll accounts, and I knew that because when you have a subscriber base as low as mine, I notice fluctuations like that. So then after I came out and said some stuff like, yeah, I'm the one getting all your channels terminated, bud. So keep coming after me because I've already gotten over 30 of your past accounts shut down. And I'm going to keep getting more. Well, then the next day I had 11 fewer subscribers. And I thought, yeah, well, who trolled who on that one? 61006. So I ducked back under 200 subs. I was up at like 207 or 208. Then I went down to like 196 or 197. And now I'm back up to 200 again. So I don't want to keep doing a 200 sub giveaway. Keith called me on this because I said, "Oh, I'm going to randomly select 2 people to give those Craftsman USA pick sets to," and I didn't. It wasn't a random selection. I just picked TJ and Belinda, so I sent those out. TJ's already been using his. I think Belinda gave hers to TJ's dad. So, but no, I'm not planning on doing another 200 sub giveaway just because I attained 200 subs again.
Again, yeah, like I had 19 troll accounts on mine. So you theoretically closed 19 troll accounts because YouTube, their new subscriber thing lets you see, like how the accounts were attained a little bit better, and or how you got subscribers and how you got what do you call that? What accounts, like I have negative 19, and it's all because closed account. The only time that people really close their account is troll accounts that get caught.
Yeah, well, I kind of hit the max of numbers that I could keep track of, like as far as keeping track of every single account that I'd gotten terminated. I had a way of doing it, and it maxed out. So now it's like frozen at a certain number, but I still see new accounts popping in there. So as new ones that I get terminated, it kind of pushes others off the end of the list. So I know I'm over 30 now, but I'm not exactly sure where it is. But hey, if they want to keep trolling, game on, because trolling me is like wrestling with a pig in the mud. You could do it for a while. It's fun for a while, but after a while you're going to have to give up because the pig likes it. And in this situation, yes, I am the pig.
Yeah, that's more of a Russ Navarro stream. What do you mean there, Rob's Wrenches? I haven't watched Russ Navarro in a while. I hope he's doing all right for an older dude. I don't know if he still has his business or what he did there.
I think he was talking the last time I was paying attention. He was saying he was going to have to go back and get a regular job. He had moved his business back into he like expanded his shop there by his house, and he was going to keep doing it, but he wanted more consistent income. Now he's been talking about the prepping quite a bit.
Oh, okay, so now he's going to get into prepping.
Well, I think so. Him and TJ were kind of having the same feelings about stuff, like right before all these natural disasters were coming down. They were kind of basically getting people to start thinking about stuff like that. And people knock the preppers, but they say, oh, they're white supremacist or they're racist, stuff like that. But the bottom line is the biggest thing that those people are preparing for is like natural disasters, where if you live out in the country, you're not going to be able to depend on the government to come hold your hand. You're going to have to kind of step up yourself, step your game up, and do some of that stuff for yourself. So I watched some of Russ's videos about that and some of TJ's videos about that, and Frugal Prepper has talked about that stuff in the past, and I've followed some of these different prepping channels over the years, so I enjoyed that. But I think Russ has been talking about that stuff more and more and more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really not into prepping. That's too much planning, and it's kind of weird to me. I do think that there is some shit that's going to happen. I'm not going to call it a natural disaster, but I think that this country we're on the verge of going to war with one country for sure. It's a matter of time.
Well, you know what? Those Canadians have it coming. And I know that you like Joel and you get along well with him, but for years they've been riding on our coattails. So if it's going to happen, let it happen now. Let it happen through Trump and let it happen with Canada. Canada, we're coming for you, you crackers.
I don't think it's going to be Canada.
Oh, okay. Well, I can have my dreams, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Canada's not bad to me.
Yeah.
Like they do speak weird up there because they have a bunch of different provinces, and some of them talk really fucked up. But Canada.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, they have French Canadian accents, or French Quebec. Quebec is all they speak French there. You're like, what? You know what? English, motherfuckers. I don't know what the hell you're saying. You know?
Yeah. Here's a thought for you. You are a prepper, though, in a sense.
How is that?
Well, look at all the tools you have. You're trying to be prepared in advance for things that are invariable. You feel like are going to happen with your truck. What is your everyday driving truck have on it? Your Chevy.
Lights and kill bump.
4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
How often do you use 4-wheel drive?
Oh, in the winter here, in the snow, maybe pulling into my driveway every day. Yeah, I'll have to use it.
Okay, so you want to be prepared.
Yes.
Though that is part of a preparedness mindset. When you phrase it to people like that, they kind of start thinking, "Oh, yeah, you're right." It's not like necessarily apocalyptic type thought where you got to have food stores for 2 years and you got to have a nuclear Holocaust proof cellar or anything like that. It could be little things. It could be things like having some extra water on hand, having some dry goods on hand, owning a generator, stuff like that. Keeping a knife with you a lot of the time. If you've got a vehicle, have one of those foldable shovels in it, or even something as simple as everyday thing like a pair of jumper cables. Not everybody thinks like that, but if you think along those lines, you are having kind of a prepper mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, we're bearded Yakin is ready to go. I'm looking at him here.
What time's his match?
He doesn't say. This is just the build-up of him walking in to the match. He's wearing a Punisher T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
That is classy.
I mean, I'm going to have to watch the stream while I'm doing some other stuff later tonight. Like, oh, man, it looks like he's in a fairground. Okay. I don't know what kind of wrestling Yakin does, but there's only 8 people watching right now, so it's just I'm going to thumbs up him and, see what's going on. But, yeah, I mean, I guess I would be considered a prepper, but I'm not a psychotic prepper.
Yeah, look, you can take anything too far. I know during the Obama administration, everybody on Second Amendment YouTube was really into, like, having a bunch of guns in ABS tubes, waterproof ABS tubes, and bury them out in the middle of nowhere because they were going to come for your ARs and all that. And I thought, well, it seems pretty far-fetched, but whatever. As long as you're not hurting me, I don't really care what you do. But the prepping stuff, a lot of it is just about an attitude. And Jackalope said it earlier on. You got to be able to plan on taking care of yourself for about 7 days before any FEMA people or the government or whatnot can get to you. Do you think Little Rocket Man's going to attack us, though?
He's not. What he's going to do is Little Rocket Man is going to push the limits, and the people that are going to be the ones that are going to force our hand is Japan. Because the sanctions that China put on him, he doesn't seem to give a shit about right now. I think if he launches one from a nuclear submarine or the hydrogen bomb in the ocean between him and Japan, he's cruising to get fucked up. They're not going to play a game with him. Because the Japanese people, the Japanese prime minister, whatever the guy said, we are going to take action if you launch another rocket over our fucking country. We're not playing with you.
Yeah. Well, if he launches a rocket at the United States, I was looking on some military blog the other day, and it seems like there's a really good chance that if he did that, he would do it over the North Pole, which means it would be for a considerable amount of time. It would be in Russian airspace. So
Yeah.
The U.S. likely, the way conventional wisdom goes right now, is they would probably have 2 shots at it. They would have the first shot at it would be from somewhere in Alaska.
Yes.
And they would aim for it early on because if they made a shot at it an interceptor shot at it early on and tried to catch it sometime it was over Russia, then if they missed, they would have a lot better chance at a follow-up shot later in its flight, and that shot probably would come from somewhere in California, and they'd still be trying to get it. But the way that the United States is designing their missiles to intercept it, they have to do it in such a way that it doesn't rile up the Russians, and the Russians feel like that particular interceptor missile isn't too offensive toward Russia.
Yes.
So it has to be specifically designed for the purpose of doing that. And, you know, if it's got nukes on it, you know, they're going to have to incinerate or do whatever they're going to do and try not to affect Russia in the process, because it's going to be over Russian airspace.
Yeah, I have a feeling what Trump is doing is he is baiting the little rocket man into doing something stupid. But they are, you know, by calling him the little rocket man and stuff like that, that's a baiting tactic. That's almost trolling him, you know, and saying, try it. You know, try it. Try out. Just try us out. And we're going to find out what happens. But I think that has to be our biggest fear, because he's uncontrollable, you know, uncontrollable for sure.
Yeah, they already, in that same article, they already talked about how he's run more nuclear tests already than his dad and his grandpappy did combined. But I don't know. I got this guy that I work with that's Latino guys from El Salvador, and he likes to talk to me about how he hates Trump and how he loves Obama. One of the things he told me a while back was, after Trump dropped that Moab or whatever months ago, Obama never bombed anyone. And I said, he never bombed anyone? What about all those drone strikes? He had like 600 drone strikes in 8 years. That never happened, right? No, man. He never bombed anyone, Obama. And I said, okay, so since you never read it on Univision's website, it never happened then, right?
Yeah.
No, Obama loved everybody. And so then you ask him, well, how is it that North Korea got nukes? How did that happen? Well, look, you go back to, I'm old enough to remember 1994, and when Madeleine Albright signed that deal, that nuclear deal with Little Rocket Man's grandpappy, and that was what kicked off their whole nuclear weapons program. That's how they got that technology. That's how they got the resources. They made some treaty, said, oh, no, we're not going to pursue nuclear weapons. No, this is just for power. So what president was that under? Clinton. Now, well, why are we dealing with this with Iran? Who signed that deal with Iran? Again. But Democrat, good. They never start anything with it. No, they just give them the keys to the castle. That's what they do. Yes. And then on the Republican watch, the Republican has to come in and everybody, oh, he's such a warmonger. Well, how did we get to where we're at now? People, use your brain.
Yeah, you know, like we should have never gave him that, we should have never gave him the nuclear for power. No, because they were going to make a bomb instantly once they, you know, they're all going to do that. But the problem is that these things were built in 1970. You know, how many Russian 1970 things have you seen that was really high technology? That's what I would tell them.
Well, that's what they've said. Was one of the reasons they've had as many failed tests as they have, that we're already able to hack in there, and supposedly that was one of the things that happened during the Obama administration, was they had the inside scoop in order to blow the stuff up early in its flight, or right at liftoff or whatever. But some of that stuff, who knows, that might be fake news.
Yeah, it's probably fake news. You know, it looks like Bearded Yakin is in a Royal Rumble right now.
So after the Royal Rumble, is he going to have his farewell match after that, his retirement match after that?
I don't know. You know, like right now, he took the cheese grater to the head. He's cut open. He's bleeding.
Oh, man. He's busted wide open, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody stop the match. He is broken in half.
I can't believe that this guy does wrestling on the side and then goes to work on Monday morning.
Yeah,
I
no
don't
kidding.
I don't know how old Yakin is, but I couldn't do that.
Well, no kidding. I think he's probably around my age. And let's face it, I got up from the bed 3 times during this live stream. I feel like I need to take the next week off.
Yeah, I mean, I've walked out to my truck twice, and I still got to shoot a couple more videos and decide if I'm going to change clothes and put tires on a dump truck tonight, or
Oh,
wait till tomorrow.
oh man. Yeah,
But
I still haven't watched that tire video. I actually looked at a couple of those videos comment section to see if I could see that whatever that comment by Renegade was. Oh, there we go.
Matt, for the next tire video,
Oh yeah.
tomorrow, I'm going to wear these just for you.
Yep, those are USA made right there.
Yes, okay. They still have the tag on them. I haven't tried them yet, but they are here, and I'm going to do that because I had a comment on the other video that my ass crack was hanging out, and I said that's what you get here at the Snap-on Junkie, is just a little butt crack, you know.
Trying to up that percentage of female viewership.
That's what I'm trying to do, slowly but surely, you know. I'm trying to get it
Throw a
up.
little something in there for the ladies.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get to look at the tools and stuff like that and watch me work, but I need something for the ladies, you know.
You need some eye candy there. You gotta have a
Yeah,
little of that eye candy.
and that is correct. Eye candy, you know, like, but I feel, you know, I am going to do that. It's just that, man, I also am I got to shoot the video to announce the meetup too. Shit. I got to do that too.
Well, give us the sneak peek here in the stream. What's
Of
that
what?
going to be?
Of when my meetup's going to be?
Yeah.
It's going to be October. It's going to be the weekend before. Hold on here. It's going to be October 21st. I think from about 3 o'clock till 6 in the afternoon. I'm only going to do 3 hours. And I was going to go to Sam's Club and get some, like, you know, some brats and mets, which is popular here, and some cheeseburgers and stuff like that. Do a little grill out and kind of hang out with people just for, you know, about 3 hours. I think that is a good meetup time. I don't know.
Who are you gonna have any special guests? Is McP gonna be there? Could people maybe meet Jim, get a little picture with Jim?
I have to call Jim and see if he'll come over, which I think he will if I call him. I'll have to call him next week. McP is going to be here with his new girlfriend. They're already coming.
Could there be like some short workshops? Could McP give like a workshop on how to navigate Tinder?
Yes, we could. I would. I'm sure that McP would love to show us how to navigate Tinder because that's where he met the new girlfriend at, is on Tinder.
There you go. Jim could give workshops on rebuilding diesels, and McP could give workshops on how to use Tinder.
How to use Tinder. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. You know, like I was going to set the welder up, and if people wanted to learn how to TIG weld, I would show them how to do that, you know, like standing over their shoulder and stuff like that. I figured that would be a cool little thing just to try to be different than everybody's meetup. And I am going to have one giveaway item.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, like have you seen those Snap-on mats that are pretty hard to get? They're like the bench top mats.
Yeah, I have not seen those specifically.
Okay, well, they had old ones with 3 dots that were just dotted. They're like a mat that you can put up on your workbench, and it says Snap-on on it, and it has like little containers. Like Jake sells them. Justin Dow has one that he uses in his videos.
Okay, yeah, all right.
I found a Snap-on dealer in California that had them, and I bought 3 of them, and they're being shipped here right now.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm gonna do that, but it's gonna be the weekend before Thanksgiving. We should be slow enough that I can pull it off on a Saturday. But me and McP will be down here next weekend getting the shop fully cleaned up and just getting the floor cleaned up so nobody gets like grease and oil all over their shoes and stuff like that. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. You're going to clean that bathroom?
Yeah, my wife is going to be here to clean that. Yes.
You don't. She cleans that, huh? You don't clean that yourself.
I could clean it, but it's either me or McPee's got to do it. I might do that while McPee is power washing the floor. I'm a McPee power wash the floor, but
Yeah.
I'm going to see if Jim would come over. I want to see how many people would be coming first, before we do all that. I think I
Yeah.
might. I think I might ask Jason if he wants to bring his Snap-on truck down and sell some stuff. You know,
Yeah. That is a
right?
good idea. Yeah, for sure.
And if people want to buy stuff while they're here, they can. Just to kind of meet everybody that's in the thing. I mean, I'm not expecting people to fly in for this, or it's not going to be no Eric the Car Guy meetup. I don't have
Oh
that
man.
orders. You know what I'm saying?
Keith kind of told me that he was at that meetup a couple weeks ago, the super meetup with Eric the Car Guy was there, and Chris Fix and Bleep and Jeep and whatnot. Keith acted like it was kind of a burnout. Actually, I think he had a little booth or table set up there or something like that. And he never gave me the whole story. I got to ask him about that. But yeah,
What do you mean
anyway.
that that nobody showed up?
Well, no, I mean, I'd have to go back and look at what he texted me, but he said something to the effect that it was just kind of exhausting, or words to that effect. But he did tell me, this kind of goes back to that Timmy saying with the comment that Dow left on the band video about Keith and Bleep and Jeep. Well, Keith
Yeah.
told me that him and Bleep and Jeep met there, and they went out and they grabbed a beer afterwards, and they get along just fine. So that whole thing was a bunch of fake news by Timmy too.
Yeah, that seems to be Timmy's go-to move, is just to create a bunch of like that nobody from I think he feels that nobody talks to him. Uh, you know, nobody talks to him on YouTube, or he will not talk to him on nobody will talk to him on YouTube. Uh, that he thinks nobody else communicates with each other and kind of gets along. You know, I have never personally talked to Keith, but I would like to, just to say, hey, how you doing? I realize that my channel is not what you're into, Keith. I get it, but we could get along out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think Keith. That's the thing. I think for the most part, everybody gets along with each other. We don't have to be best friends out here, but it doesn't have to be like days of our lives either. You know.
Yeah, because see, I thought about doing a video, uh, instead of doing like the what I called the hater thing. I was going to issue a challenge to Timmy, since he
Well,
said
if it involved money, he would say initially that he would accept, but then he'd never actually accept because that's his
no,
MO.
I wasn't going to do money. So here was my plan. I was going to
Okay.
say, if you did not, what I was going to do is play it against that. He's not going to get any money. But what I would do is I would leave YouTube for like 90 days if he can prove that his channel is not fake. Like that he didn't buy 46,000 views, and you can show me that they're on there. You know what I'm saying? Show me that stuff that it didn't. And you would have to come on the live stream and answer 10 questions from me or anybody else.
He's never going to do that in a million years. He's not even going to answer one question. The second you question him, then he'll probably label you a racist and talk about how everybody's against him and he has the greatest channel on YouTube. And that dude, that guy lives his life in an echo chamber. There's no way he's interested in being even remotely accountable for anything he does.
Oh, okay. So you don't think it wouldn't do anything?
No, I don't. He would never accept that in a million years. He was the one that posted the whole. So this whole thing with Timmy, and I realize Rob's in here, and Rob and I have talked about this because Rob gets along just fine with Timmy. But the bottom line is this: I have known about this thing for a long time, relatively speaking, but it extends back even further than I had been aware of. Timmy was the one who came through with this whole Top Tech Challenge thing where there was going to be money on the line and we were going to figure out who the real best technician was. immediately, as soon as he started doing that, calling out Keith and Eric, they both immediately accepted. And the second they
Yes.
accepted, I mean, you never heard Timmy say another peep about it. So what happened with that? Well, they both offered to put 10 grand on the line. In fact, Eric offered the other day in a private group message that he would put 20 grand on the line. Said, hey, you want to do it? They even said, look, we'll put 10, he'll put 20, and we'll have our 30 against your 10 if you want.
Yes.
Whatever. But the dude, the guy's delusional. He lives his life in an echo chamber. Seriously. I didn't talk about that because I knew the one thing that he wanted through all this was publicity, and that's why when he made that first band video, I'd been a subscriber of his for probably 6 months, and I'd had numerous interactions with him in his comment section, and it had always been pleasant. And I realized that this guy didn't seem like he was the most competent mechanic out there, but he seemed like a pretty good dude. And it was only when he started making negative videos that I started asking him questions like, hey, what is it you're referring to here? What are you talking about? He made that first band video, and he just kept kind of stringing me along when I would ask him, hey, do you have any proof? Are you going to substantiate your claims here, or are you just going to come through with baseless accusations all the time? And I want to say that was in March, and he banned me shortly after that. So I think on ban 2, when he has that picture of his background of everybody that he's got banned from his channel, who's front and center right in there, MD Lee 52. And that's when you asked me about it in one of your live streams. I was in the chat box and you asked me about it. And I told you I don't really want to talk about it. And then shortly after that, Jason asked me about it. And I said the same thing. I don't really want to talk about it because you guys weren't even really... The only reason Jason had become aware of it was because somebody had messaged him because they'd seen my name in it and thought, MD 52, Jay Young knows him. And so it was like he was networking and promoting his channel off of all this hate and off of all these accusations, while at the same time never offering any proof.
Yeah.
And if you question him on it, if you say, hey, what is it you're talking about? Or you seem to be leveling a lot of charges here, but not offering anything to back it up. He was several videos into his series before he came through with Eric O leaving a one-word comment on Scotty Kilmer's video saying speechless. And I thought, that's it? That's your smoking gun? You just wasted an hour or an hour and a half of everybody's time through all these videos. Everybody could see what this is. This is why you've got 5,000 subs and you've got such small interaction and even small view count and even less interaction and engagement in the comment section, because anybody who tries to comment, nobody can see their comment because you've already banned them.
Yeah.
Right, you know
what really the comment is.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder in a blind driving snowstorm could see that this guy is a fraud. It's so apparent, but that's his answer to everything is, oh, just go check out the band series. If you have any questions, just go check out the band series. The band series that he's monetized, that's his ploy, is I want to make money off of this, off of making stuff up. And Eric doesn't really want to make a response video about it. Keith isn't really interested because they don't want to put a bunch of negativity on their channel. If they'll talk to him in a chat, and if you go look at that stream that he did with Frugal Prepper, both of them tried to confront him in there, and what did he do? He backpedaled, and Keith starts asking him questions, and he runs out of answers. Timmy runs out of answers really quick, and he hangs up. Well, just go look at the band series. That's his answer for everything. Well, I have looked at the band series. Where's your proof?
Yeah,
the whole Bleep and Jeep thing with Keith supposedly trolling Bleep and Jeep. Bleep and Jeep doesn't have any problem with Keith, and he never did. What? So he trolled him with constructive criticism? That's your proof? That's constructive criticism. There was nothing Keith said in there that was inappropriate. and there was nothing that Matt from Bleep a Jeep ever took as being inappropriate. So where is the crime? Where is it? He got bent out of shape because they and other people exposed him for being a novice mechanic. And
Yes.
there is more to it, and there is a reason that he moved from Long Island to North Carolina 12 years ago, and that he couldn't be in business in New York State anymore. And these are the kind of questions people should be asking that guy. Why is it? Why is it that a lot of this stuff is in her name instead of your name now? Why is it that you had to leave there? What happened with your business there?
Well,
And when you ask questions like that, you know you're going to get some answers here that are not not answers that Timmy wants people to have about him. But you know, it's fine if he wants to be the best DIY mobile mechanic on YouTube, but he was punching above his pay grade when he's challenging a couple of guys, and not the only guys, by the way, but a couple of the guys who are way better at what he does than he is. So it just it boggles my mind at some point.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, you know, like, how could I get this dude to admit what his problem with, you know?
Yeah, Rob just nailed it, and I don't talk about it all the time. I've seen some of the stuff in the chats that have gone on, but Rob keeps a very level, to his credit, keeps a very level head about it. He thinks it should be ignored. It's perpetuated further attention. He picks a fight and others respond. It's circular. Yeah, exactly. And that's why the most successful I was about it was the first couple of months after it happened, and I realized he banned me. I thought, well, okay, no big loss there. It was
Yeah.
frustrating trying to deal with talking. You can't reason with an unreasonable person. And Rob, you're smart. You're smarter than I am in that regard, in staying away from the fray. I when I see people acting in such an illogical and intellectually dishonest fashion, it offends me. It does. I don't like people who are intellectually dishonest. And
Well, you know, see, here's my point of it is that he is somewhat connected to our community because he does automotive repair. Now, I'm not saying that I do Eric O. Key style videos, but I do some dump truck repair stuff, and I do tool review things and all that stuff. But I am starting to get upset that, you know, it can't be all one-sided. You have to, you know, listen to other people's things. And if you say that your channel is the greatest, well, where's the proof? I think that, you know, I've been very open with my channel. Like I told you exactly what I've made year to date and all that stuff. You know, I think if you're going to be out here and people ask a question, I answer it in the most honest way that I possibly can.
it goes back to just being who you are and being authentic. And I talked with Keith about this the other day, and I told him I've run into a number of people on here that are just complete frauds, and I can't understand it. I can't fathom it intellectually speaking. I cannot intellectualize it, that these people would be so disingenuous and be frauds. What am I? What do I do for a living? I drive a truck. What do? You own a trucking company. You work on your trucks. What does Keith do? There are people who are honest about who it is they are and what it is they do. And then there are other people on here coming through with, you know, I supply Lockheed Martin and Boeing, and I invented the internet, and oh, I'm the greatest mobile mechanic in the world. And if I can, I just think, what is it about these people that makes them exaggerate their claims like this? It's bizarre to me. I guess it just goes back to this mass media age that we live in, and the social media age that we live in, where people think, oh, I can be whatever I want to be on there. They're just a bunch of live action role players making stuff up as they go, and they build a following based on all these falsehoods. And I sit back and if I'm doing my best, I sit back and eat my popcorn and watch them and think, well, eventually they'll be found out. But otherwise, it really is bizarre to me.
Yeah. Okay, hold on here. Let me answer Beer Stud's question. Beer Stud, I have not got the video of McP and his new girlfriend's porno. If I do ever get that, it will be on my Patreon page. I'll keep asking him to do it since she says he fucks like a porn star. So we're going to try to get him to prove it. But anyway, that's the answer to that question. But
Well, the Jackalope has brought this up before about having a website to just point people to. I I agree with the premise of it. I think it's a good idea. I just don't feel like putting that much effort into it. I just choose to about every month and a half on my own live stream take 5 minutes and vent about it.
yeah, well, what I'm venting about it is that okay, the dude keeps repeating the same thing without giving any answers. And anytime anybody asks you any questions, he immediately goes
Rob,
to,
I hate to interject, but Rob just that comment right there. That's what Rob told me several months ago, and Rob's consistently said that what he just said, and you shouldn't read it out loud because that's only for people at the chat to see. But there it is. There's the background, and that's why I don't have any issue with Rob. It's just the difference between honest people and dishonest people at some point. You know what I mean?
yes, that says that you're dishonest if you say that he had to leave New York for a reason. That tells me he did some shitey repairs to somebody's car and they ran him out of business because he was sued or, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable to infer that, and I don't have all of the documentation on that, but I know that uh, it does exist. I here's the moral of the story: don't exaggerate don't exaggerate what it is or what you do. Just be who you are. And if you're going to build a channel about who you actually are. People early on, this is a good kind of a segue to kind of bring it home here. With your channel early on, people said stuff about all the tools that you had and how everything you have is brand new and you don't know how to use any of it and blah 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 and yada yada yada. Now that you've had occasion to use a lot of the stuff and you've made videos about it, there it is. The proof is in the pudding. But
Yes.
people were lining up to challenge you on it. What did you do? Well, whenever it made sense to use whatever you needed to use, then you made a video on it, and there was the proof. So there weren't any exaggerated claims or anything in there. You know, you provided a foundational basis for why you were buying what you were buying and what you were buying it for.
Yes, and I would say that when I first started out, I had a bazillion haters, okay? And lately, I've been getting less and less hater comments and more like, wow, okay, you're starting to show us different stuff and we understand now. It's hard to come out when you just start a YouTube channel and have 100 videos in the fray that shows a multitude of different stuff. It's very difficult to do that, like you would have to have a long-term play to start up that many videos, right?
Right.
You would have to be thinking about it for a long time.
Well, it's like I don't know what your communication with him has been, but it's like I told John Erickson the other night. What he's talking about doing with his channel is something I think everybody's going to be interested in. They're going to want to see, but he's going to need kind of a head start for it. He's going to have to make several videos before everything gets promoted, because otherwise you get too many questions about can you do this and can you do that. And I mean, let's face it, it doesn't make any sense for you to take on a project. It's like you said with your dump trucks: if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
Why would you make a bunch of repair videos for stuff that didn't need to be repaired? Of course you wouldn't do that.
You would not do that, no, because you wouldn't want to spend the time like, oh, we're going to take this apart and not fix anything. We're just going to show you how it comes apart and goes back together. Well, that's not no good either, and that's number one rule of fixing stuff, is If it isn't broke, don't try to fix it. Don't fix it at all. If it's working, run it. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. When you reinvent the wheel, that's when you're going to have a lot of other problems.
Right.
Ken, one guy, that was a great comment.
Yeah, it was. It was, Ken, and I believe you, and I accept that I'm in copyright infringement. All right.
Yes.
I think we probably should cut it here. I think people are wanting to switch over to Bearded's channel anyway. So, and we're
Yeah.
at about 2 hours. So,
Yeah, we got to get off here because I'm watching Bearded right now. I've been watching it in the other window. I can't tell if there's anybody in here that's watching. I have the volume down. Red Branch is in there too?
okay, well, and that that being the case, I'm going to immediately end this and go over to that chat because, because reasons. Anyway,
He's on it. He's on a different. He's on a different person.
Okay.
Well, he changed it again. Oh, he's got a video too, MD Lee. I got to watch this.
Okay, all right. Win if you can, lose if you must, but no matter what, always cheat.